This is Jody Sharabi here at Astropod with Sugarcast. Big changes are on the horizon as we head into the new year. I will be doing this podcast for December 20th until January 10th, 2025. I will be back with the weekly astrology report again. Until then, take care of yourselves during the holiday. Really find time to decompress, especially if you have a lot of family heading over. We are in for some big alignments with Jupiter, transformative actions with Saturn, which we've been speaking about them having their meeting every 20 years. And in 2030, they're going to have their big opposition. But until then, it is a pivotal time for growth and self-discovery. So stay tuned into next year because things will be moving quite quickly internally and outside in the collective. So 2025 might just redefine our path and perspective. This weekly report will be from December 20th to January 10th, 2025. I will return after the winter break and the winter solstice, which comes tomorrow on Saturday, December 21st. The solstice is translated to a standing still. This is when the sun appears to stand still, and it is the darkest night of the year. It is the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere and the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. So happy summer to all my Aussie friends down there. We will have a new moon in Capricorn on January 30th, bringing in a chance for long-term stability in our emotional life and what keeps us happy. This will be the first time that the new moon in Capricorn occurs without Pluto hanging out in Capricorn, where it was for 18 years. Now it is at 1 degree of Aquarius, which is also the first time we will ever be feeling this because none of us were alive 100 years ago, 200 years ago it was here. We will start to see some stability come in with the new moon. It's a great time to be meditative and balance out our lives with the world and try not to let either one of that part of our life take over our inner or outer world, taking over emotions. Try to maintain calmness and be level as Pisces is moving into the picture here. And we're going to be asked to become more forgiving, more understanding. And with Capricorn, the archetype is of Scrooge, the man that's the older man that's visited by the three ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. And that is the typical way you would think of a Capricorn. That's why Christmas is during the season of giving, because this is when we're also going to be asked to be more reflective and more kind-hearted to balance out the Saturn feeling and the heaviness of Capricorn, because Saturn can make things feel heavy and tight. So we are reaching the peak of our growth here in the fourth quarter, the last quarter of the cosmic calendar, which consists of Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And these are the outer planets that rule the collective, which is Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which is out there with Scorpio. And Pluto, again, right now is in Aquarius at 1 degree. And it is a collective feeling that we're feeling with the outer planets. And the reasons going to be affected are inner and outer is because the moon during this next 3 weeks is going to be interacting with all these outer planets. And so sometimes things can feel heavy and we can't seem to make up our minds. We need to try to listen to our hearts and our intuition, and because the mind can go on as we know, and we sometimes need to just sit there and reflect and just think about things and not let our mind run our life constantly, which can happen, especially with Jupiter and Gemini right now. So if you can be outside in nature and listen to the wind and what's going on out here It will give you a better chance of connecting to your inner voice that sometimes can't be heard and all this mass hysteria of everything going on. So we're really being asked and supported for our spiritual growth. And the Capricorn Moon is going to begin that seriousness of bringing our health into it also, because in the wintertime, a lot of times we can get sick. And so this is being activated, Saturn, which rules over Capricorn. But Saturn is in Pisces. And while it's in Pisces, Saturn is also going through a bit of a change where it's a little bit more mutable, so it doesn't get so stuck in its ways like Scrooge and get old and lonely, never having given out love. And Venus also is going to be meeting up with Chiron here as it zips around in Aries. So we are really being supportive to heal, to look deeply inside of ourselves and try to figure out what it is that's going to make us truly happy. And only you know what would make you happy. No one else knows these things. So this is how it goes. And Neptune is empathetic. So Pisces North Node coming in here with the Libra South Node leaving and entering into Virgo. We are going to be asked to use our innate wisdom, which is what Neptune can give us through our emotional intelligence. And through Neptune, we can start to forgive and not be as judgmental, try to understand other people's point of view and know that we're all humans. We all do the same thing. And right now, we're getting ready to enter into the North and South Node squaring the galactic center. And so when that happens, we are now at that wisdom point of the universe that we innately have, but we may have forgotten because we're still pretty young creatures, and so maybe now things might start to come back as Neptune and Saturn enter Aries. So for me, gardening is how I relax. As you know, I moved to Florida. I've started a garden. I've got some beans started over here and some tomatoes because this is the growing season in Florida for vegetables and lettuce because it's cool out. Tomorrow, this weekend, is going to be in the 60s. So this is a great way to bond with nature and try to understand what nature offers us. So on January 9th, one day before I come back, the North Node shifts into Pisces and Virgo, which we were just speaking about. So now all these things that we've been speaking about is here. The time is now. The time to get into action, to look at your health, because Pisces and Virgo's health, access, and service to others. So here we're dealing with ourselves because it just left Aries, the North Node. So we're looking at ourselves, and collectively we're looking at ourselves and our global health and how our healthcare system serves us, which is coming up a lot right now in the whole world, and how things are evolving and who now is considered the hero of the new age. Is it going to be big pharma CEOs? Is it going to be the rich and the powerful, or used to be powerful, as the age of Aquarius shifts in? And yesterday, Amazon workers went on a strike, and now today, I believe it is another group, Starbucks, went on strike. And so here we are at the varying degrees of that Cayuga. The garbage of the human condition has all been put there, and we're being pushed and pressured as we meet with the galactic center, and the moon meets with the galactic center. We are being pushed and made into diamonds. We are carbon based. We are being emotionally tested, physically tested, especially with COVID going by, and we're survivors as a species. And so our body needs to move and give it activity. And these are the things that Capricorn is coming in to make sure we do. Aquarius is coming in to make sure we're out there in the public and interact with other people because we cannot stand alone. We need other people with us all the time. And then also, we are built as a society, not of one person, but as a society. So we want to keep that going. And we want to do things that always involve other people and give us joy being with other people. If you hug someone for 30 seconds, you will really feel it. And these are the things that Pisces, the Virgo axis, is talking about, is helping out other people. And in giving, it helps you also to grow as a person. And with Mars slipping back into Cancer, the sign of maternal love and instincts and food and security and all these things, we're also going to be challenged to ask ourselves and question ourselves, what do we need individually and collectively to feel safe, to feel healthy? What types of foods do we need to be eating? Is our government giving us the food we want? And that's what an Aquarian Age would be asking. Are we getting the health that we deserve from our government? And on that note, we are going to be trying to release overthinking, being judgmental, and focus on the things that we can control ourselves, like being nicer. If people are getting on your nerves and you're tired of people pleasing, because you are releasing that in the South Node of Libra, just go be by yourself. Don't feel guilty about taking time for yourself. Go do something that only you want to do. Take a bathtub. Go for a ride. And always continue to have faith that everybody has their own issues, and a lot of times things aren't personal. It's just how it comes off, and a lot of people are maybe confused and feeling that pressure and not sure of how to express what they're feeling. And that is truly happening with all this karmic global changing the world in powerful, permanent ways that will not come back again for a long time. And we may be there again in 100 years, we'll see. But in 2025, we are shifting into the year of the wooden snake in the Chinese astrology lunar calendar. And the snake is very uh, shedding of the skin, ready for change, but strategic change, things that are thought out, planned out. And then on Christmas Eve, there's going to be a square energy with Saturn and Jupiter. And that's that energy that is like, feels like a pressure, vice squeezing you. And you're going to turn into a diamond, get through this Jupiter Saturn opposition. And then Pluto is going to oppose, I believe, Mars as it begins to shift into Cancer. So it's going to be a lot of things happening that's going to really continue this confusion, this overload of information that we don't know which is real, which is not real. So these are so many things that are happening with the new moon on December 30th in Capricorn. We just got done with the Gemini full moon. Now we're going to the Capricorn new moon on the 30th is what I meant. And then up until I come back, retrograde Mars, the moon, we'll be meeting up with these outer planets, having angles, our personal planets, and Venus is right now in Aquarius, is getting ready to shift into into Pisces, and run into Saturn, and running into Neptune, and then run into Uranus, and then Jupiter, and then, so there's so much happening in this beginning of the new year that it would take me a long time to tell you every little thing that's happening. But let it be known that what is happening is very powerful, long term. You should be really planning on changing slowly and not really fighting a lot of it, because somehow it's for your own good and you got to have faith in that. Faith in the universe that the sun will come out again tomorrow. and that the moon will come out tonight. So it's really not a time to move quickly. So just remember that again. We're not moving quickly. We're thinking, we're experimenting, we're wondering, but we're not putting a lot of things into action quickly because we don't really know the fine print of a lot of these things that we should be doing. We have to really understand that things are changing. It's not going to be the same this time next year. What you think you wanted, what you think you needed, things are going to shift around this year. That you just need to kind of be prepared with having stability and having your people, making sure you're taking care of each other, saying I love you, appreciating you, so that you know when the time comes you have someone to lean on, because there's going to be a lot of times in 2025 that things happen suddenly and you're going to really want to have someone to talk to. And we all need love, we all need stability, we all need security. So change is coming. It is going to be permanent, and accepting and having gratitude is what I'm going to go do all year by planting my plants and trying not to get overly emotional about anything that I can't change or control. Um, these are things I'm saying to myself, uh, and it is up to every individual what it is that they need. Only they know. And I'll be back on January 10th, and I will see you then. Take care. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And I will see you on January 10th. Thank you. Take care. Mwah. Bye.